Hey guys, WhiteFox1225 here, and today I want to talk about my wishlist for ESO in 2019. We're just going to talk about some changes I think Zenimax should make to ESO and some new content ideas I have for the game. This is a pretty healthy mix of things that I've come up with and things I've seen in the forums or Reddit, so let's jump right into it. First off, I think ZOS should take a bit of a break from their normal quarterly content release to do a quality of life update along with some bug fixes. They could easily skip a dungeon pack in quarter 1 or quarter 3 and bring us some much needed improvements, like a gear swap system that would let you have pre-made gear sets in hotbar configurations so you could easily swap between them, an improved guild store search tool, improving the performance in Cyrodiil, which has been a serious issue for a few years now, fixing the group finder mechanic, which is obviously broken after the last random dungeon event, reworking some old outdated gear sets. I could keep going on, but those are just a few things I think the game would really benefit from, and it feels like every day I see people on Reddit asking for stuff like this. Second on my list is the addition of new and exciting game systems. So what do I mean by that? Well, in the past we've gotten some really cool new systems. Some were released on their own, like player housing, and some came with Morrowind, like Battlegrounds PvP or the new Warden class. With Somerset, we did get jewelry crafting, but personally I found it a little boring and it just didn't interest me all that much. I think the game needs something really fresh in 2019 to change things up a bit. Something like Spellcrafting that adds a whole bunch of new possibilities for combat that I know the player base would be really hyped about. A new weapon type like spears with new skill lines. Maybe magical conjured weapons so that Magicka builds could finally use a bow or a sword, not just stabs with their characters. Or even just more things to do in the world like horse racing, which we know they've worked on in the past. I would love to see any of those, and I think any of those systems would really breathe some new life into the game. Next year, I also want to see some new in-game events. A lot of the events and holidays this year were just recycled from years past, and honestly I'm not sure why Zenimax hasn't created new ones, or at least updated the current holidays we have. But there are a ton of new lore-friendly holidays they could use inspiration from, like the mid-year celebration or the High Rock Fire Festival, because if they keep reusing the same events, it's gonna get old quick and players are gonna lose interest. Next up, I would love to see more RPG features in the game. The writing and questing has improved so much since launch, but I think there's still room for improvement. I would love for player choices to matter even more with the addition of branching quest lines depending on what you decide to do, and multiple endings to those quest lines. I will say they did this to an extent with Mark Meyer, and I think they did an incredible job, but I would love to see them go even further with it. I think giving the player more dialogue options would help a lot with role-playing. This again has improved since launch, but I think they could improve even more. Since we're on the topic of questing, for me personally, and a lot of other veteran players, the overland content has gotten way too easy, to the point where it's taking away from the fun of solo questing. When you face off with what's supposed to be a legendary boss and you kill him in 5 seconds, it feels sort of anticlimactic. It's one of the downsides of 1 Tamriel, where because since anyone can play any content, if you have high CP and a decent build, you're just going to destroy any enemy you come across in solo questing. Personally, I would like to see new PV zones have an optional veteran version that you could play in, or if understandably Zenimax doesn't want to do that, even just a setting where you could put on a harder difficulty so enemies scale to be even harder, and maybe you could get some better gear and better rewards. For me personally, that would add a lot to the game. Real quick, I want to fire off a few random ideas I have. A singing bard that you could buy for your house would be incredible. 2 armor mannequins and weapon racks for player houses is something I see a lot of people asking for. 3, the option to sleep in your house before you log off to get increased inspiration would give a reason to return home after a long night of playing. And 4, new guild quests with the upcoming expansion, for example, a new Dark Brotherhood quest or a new Thieves Guild quest. Those would be great because I really do miss those factions. Anyway guys, I would love to hear what you want to see come to ESO in 2019, and I would love to talk to you about it, so let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video, make sure you leave it a like. If you want to see more ESO content, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.